For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
Kena mā tā waka, kena mā tā iwi o te motu. Karanga mai, ki konei. Ki tēnei whakataetai ā motu, ko tēnei te whiringa toa i te wāhanga hanu me e whai ake nei. Nō reira kei a koutou, e mā takitaki mai nā. Mai te reinga, tai atu ki miruhuku, raki ura, a me ngā pito katoa o te ao nei, e rere nei a mātai mihi kia koutou. Ia koutou tautoko mai i tēnei kaupapa o tēnei whakataetai. We're about to get underway with our Open Mixed Final. Always a real highlight on the calendar, but also always for koroa te wā, he kemu nui, he kemu hirihira. And congratulations firstly to both teams who have made their way, elevated their way to today's final. It's a local derby between counties Manukau and North Harbour. Ko hale wōtōku ingoa, māua ko Maia Williams, nā kai whakapāho, o tēnei wā, o tēnei rā hoki. Really excited to be bringing you this afternoon's actions. Maia, what are your thoughts so far on the weekend and what can we expect from today's game?
Yeah, good game, last game. Today's always awesome. I love the finals date. The games speak for themselves. Canterbury very dominant, scoreboard and on the field. We obviously seen North Harbour earlier, the first of our games on the broadcast. We've seen the effort that they put in. They are fantastic. We haven't seen Counties Manukau yet. And they, I wouldn't say snuck in, but it was close results, and it was really close who got into the semi-final. They managed to, however, and then they had a solid result in that semi-final game. You do talk about it being a sort of local derby. I'm not sure how often these teams get to play each other, but it will be a very interesting final. I actually talked to the coach of the Counties Manukau team just on my way back up. Well, he's not the coach, but I'm sure he has a heap of involvement in it in terms of Rod Walker. He's feeling pretty confident of this Counties Manukau team, and talked to his daughter, who is one of the key players in the team as well, and her too, she was pretty confident. Counties Manukau, we know when we say mixed, they're pretty good at every one of the grades. North Harbour, we've seen what they're like. Look, if I had to put my, as Hika would say, Sakakinas on one of the teams, it's probably North Harbour after what I've seen from them this morning. Yourself?
Yeah, fair call. We know that they've got a lot of guns, but equally too from the Counties Manukau team. Some real weapons, can do a lot as a group in terms of putting points on the scoreboard. We mentioned in the past how important that is, though, when you come into a finals, to put your best foot forward out on the line defensively, and whoever can play best as a unit will certainly be the one who will take this away, Maya.
North Harbour have undefeated, and they've played counties as all of our teams that have played each other prior to getting to this final. They managed to get over the top of them 6-4, so it was a close game, but they'll have that confidence, and equally counties will want retribution, but being undefeated to get all the way through here, that's a really big task. I also sort of want to acknowledge the North Harbour touch and the fact that they've got two mixed teams in this grade. It's hard enough for many regions to get one, let alone two, and the fact that they had two and still were able to get through to these finals is a big effort from the North Harbour team. So you can hear where I think the outcome will lie, and that'll be with the North Harbour team. But we'll get this game underway very shortly. In fact, in 2 minutes, you hear that 2-minute music in behind. Referees for the game, you would have heard called out over the MC here on the ground. Thomas Webster, Caleb Downs, Alicia Ruiti, they were fantastic. In the semi-final, they really let the game flow. Very much those type of referees. Thomas having an outstanding year this 2024-25 season. I think he got ranked the number one referee at the Mauri Touch Nationals, if I'm not wrong, Harley.
Yeah, really fortunate to referee the 18 mixed final with him at the Youth Nationals as well. This time we see, although it says North Harbour, that is the team list for Counties Manukau on screen. A few players to watch out for, of course, as per usual. And names that will be familiar to the touch community. Cameron Pamatato, Thomas Staples, number 6. And keep your eyes peeled for what kind of impact Darius Hignett Morgan can have as well, number 9 for Counties Manukau.
Yeah, cool. Once again, you're seeing those players that you've called for a few years now in that secondary school youth touch nationals, just coming all the way through the grades, dominant in all the teams that they play in. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a back and forth type game on the scoreboard, but we did say that last time.
It didn't happen.
Auckland in that open men's semi-final got out by 4, so we'll save that. What we won't save is what you see there, the QR code. Homeground heroes. Nominate your homeground hero in your region, the person that keeps touch afloat, that does all the mahi. Like you said earlier, Harley, could be a coach, a referee selector, referee coach, tournament organiser, module organiser. Make sure that you get them in the draw. You nominate them for one of those $5,000 prize packs. However, Counties Manukau with the first opportunity in this mixed open final. North Harbour looking solid. 2 touches to go, or could be the last, the way they're playing actually. There it is, the 6th touch. Well defended from North Harbour. Be one of the first teams in the last 2 days, Harley, that haven't scored when starting a half.
Team seems to be getting off to a flying start here on field 1. This time, though, it is North Harbour's opportunity to respond. Pushing past halfway, players flying onto the ground here. There's a lot of intensity already, even though we're only a minute into this game. North Harbour will pick for the 5th touch. Found some space on the right-hand side. Can he team up with Tiana Tiro?
I hope we get the replay from the camera angle we just seen it on. That would be a perfect angle to see the work from Tiana Tiro. We see her here in the background. She sees her player going through. She's already trying to lose her winger. Does a fantastic job of that, which makes the pass so easy. It's fantastic work. First by our scooper here, the number 6, but Tiro to create the space. Fantastic job. North Harbour up by 1, nice and early.
A power of work that our wingers have to do. We mentioned in the semi-final, we noticed, of course, North Harbour, as many do, play with 5 players. It puts a lot of pressure, 5 female players, I should say.
Perfect hit back there. And he's happy about it too, isn't he, Ali? Rongonui Andrews.
We'll have another look at this replay. Good setup here. Isaac Walker. Nui Andrews on the peel. Gets on the outside here of his opposite defender, Jackson Steele, and gets the goods. Now, returning back to where we were speaking, of course, big workload on the wingers. Tiana Tiro and likely Deja Gray will play the whole game in their positions. And we just got a snapshot on that first try of all of the additional bits of mahi that they have to do in their role as well. Harbour this time on the sweep, but it looks like the claim was no touch, and the penalty is given.
Interesting one. Must have been just outside the 7-metre line, right? Because obviously you wouldn't be able to claim a no touch by pulling back. Maybe he didn't do that either. Good start for this set. Nice lift there again from the wing. Next to halfway, Jordan Rogers, top touch player for so many years in the New Zealand mixed team for a long time, in the successful Counties Manukau teams for a long time also. So much can happen in a mixed game, can't it? You've got the natural physical mismatch in terms of having the 2 genders playing at the same time.
And for both sides, we know that there's individual talent that can create their own opportunities. We see here again Graham and Yah working together, and there it is. It's that kind of special talent, their ability to get right underneath the defenders and sneak across that try line. Let's have another look here on the replay. Just a lovely low position, gets on the inside there of the Counties Manukau defenders.
Graham had a great job of almost getting the defender on his back hip, which meant he was chasing Graham the whole way. Not only did he need to get back to the 7-metre line, but Graham had him twisting in and out. He deserved that one after he set up the previous. 2-1. Counties will be trying to keep it nice and close. Good work there from Deja Gray. Comes in, snuffs that attack out. Yeah, well done, North Harbour. Excellent work there from Jackson Steele. Getting 20 metres almost with that one. Now Counties Manukau got him on the back foot. Option they go to, just simply getting on the outside. Excellent diving touch from the Counties Manukau. Number 4, Cameron Pomatato. They don't quite look as fluent yet, do they, Counties Manukau, as North Harbour do?
5 minutes into the game now. Hopefully they've shaken off any rust that they might have brought into this game and will look to launch forward from this strike. That's the kind of player you want to get on the ball. Darius Hignett-Morgan.
Surprising though, I'm sure Darius would have seen the winger had come in field and was lifted up quite high. Surprised he didn't pump that option and then throw over the top. Again, I guess it comes back to the clunking nature of the attack so far, but let me take the flick of a switch and they'll be back onto it again, trying to get open. Oh, surely, what have we got here? Touch and pass.
No, it looked like the player put a foot on the line first, so we were returning to the 7-metre line. But other than the little foot that's just hit the line there, she was free. She caught the ball and put it down. She thought she'd scored.
I've seen a lot of ways to score a touchdown. I haven't seen that one. Well, not in a long time anyway. Much better here from Counties Manukau. Seem to have a better flow. Having Harbour backpedaling. Just get himself in the passing lane.
Thomas Labels loves that left to right pass. We'll keep an eye on that. But for now, they have a repeat set on the 7-metre line. See which players get involved on this play. Good defence there by North Harbour.
Nice work, North Harbour. Almost looked like they had him on the outside. Didn't take the dummy. Good work. County's a lot better attack there, but North Harbour once again, Harley, able to snuff it out.
Yeah, they've been really composed defensively. But interestingly, it's certainly led inside out. But the mana, you can say, of their wahine on the outsides is what keeps the Harbour defence so difficult to get through. Sometimes it takes little extra plays like this. We see the intercept captured there by Casson. 0 touch on this play. Now we proceed to 1.
Just having to waste a few touches in the middle of the field, Counties Manukau, while they're getting some subs on. Just 2 left. Nothing a nice strike dump won't fix. Again, trying to get in behind this North Harbour defence, but they're really scooping back into a relatively settled defence. Harbour, pretty consistent, aren't they, Harley, through this middle of the field? And here they get a piggyback penalty. Give a chance for someone like Graham to get back on. We've seen him so far in this game. A lot more prominent in the attacking end than he was in the semi-final.
Yeah, certainly been the leader on attack for Harbour. And in a good position now, Ezra Smiley, another player who was really important to them beating Nelson this morning. We know he can get on the outside of players who couldn't quite team up there with Deja Gray to cross for another one for Harbour, but they're at the right end of the field and on the right side now to leave Counties with a bit more work to do to get out of their half.
Just wonder if he got that ball a little bit too early, Smiley, and maybe the dummy half could have challenged the line, held that link in. Wasn't to be anyway. Counties Manukau, this is a lot better from them. You can just see them on the front foot. Dummy halves running into the ball as opposed to having to stop and prop. They're always going to get their penalty there. You could hear the referee in the background, Caleb Downs, calling play on if no advantage was going to be gained. So he's going back for that penalty.
See Hignett Morgan and Tuihi teaming up in the middle here for Counties. Two players who can really throw the ball if they need to.
You talked about Hignett Morgan pre-game. We've seen how dominant he's been in previous competitions. Just a little bit quiet so far in this one, Harvey.
Yeah, he has been. He works best, well, to me, off a 32 platform, which is what they're starting to shape towards here. And then if there's a bit of, that's his bread and butter right there. Unfortunately, Counties couldn't quite capture that one and put it over the line, but look to see if Counties will go back to that play again this half. It's something that will certainly work for them.
It's a bullet pass, isn't it? It's not this big lobbed pass, really flat. He's finding these extra passes, just making it so hard for the Counties Manukau defence. I wondered if he knew he was in the hole. Keanu Graham looked like he expected to be touched, realised he was actually in behind every Counties Manukau defender. And I'd say it's a little bit more than a stroll. We see him here. He's like, oh, someone's going to touch me. Actually, there's no one to touch me. And across he goes.
Those opportunities come few and far between. 3-1, the score now to Harbour. But equally could have been 2-2. So by no means are Counties Manukau out of this one, although just under 9 minutes remaining in the first half.
Offside penalty there, referee Webster.
Second offside penalty in a row against North Harbour. Either fatigue or perhaps just a little bit of disconnection with the referees.
I like that defensive structure there. You've seen the winger for North Harbour almost directly opposite the link. Obviously the link boy knowing that he's going to go under. They'll probably go back to test the same side.
Play on is the call.
Well refereed, wasn't it, Harvey? So many can go back for a penalty for offside. The greatest advantage is a touchdown. Excellent work here, Counties Manukau.
And what's really important to recognise as well is, as we pointed out at the start of that set, there were 2 offside penalties in the previous sets. So there certainly was a disconnection between team and referee. Greatest advantage is to play it through. And a great try scored there by Counties Manukau. Great awareness.
That would have been 4 offside penalties against Harbour, so whether it's a tactic or not, or they're just struggling physically to get back on side, something that need to be addressed. It's something that would just allow Counties to come back into it if you're giving them piggyback sets.
This time now we see Counties Manukau starting to really get the wheels in motion. We saw in the semi-final Harbour doing a really good job of taking away space in that middle part of the field against Nelson, but perhaps again we spoke about fatigue, it could be a factor. But they're just a little bit standoffish so far, giving Counties space, and you don't want to give Hignett Morgan too much space.
Another fantastic touch, good read from the Harbour winger. I've just been noticing the last 6 sets, the first 3 touches from Counties are really good, really direct, strong. They're getting on the front foot and North Harbour having to roll. Then when the players coming on from the sub-box, it seems to be a lot of lateral movement, lateral passing, and not really much forward movement. So Harbour being able to reorganise their defence and then come the attack on the 5th, there hasn't really been anything there. Surely gets half a point for the flip.
Bonus points for the theatrics. The options there with the passive play, but defensively great read from Tuihi to take that away from Harbour.
At any stage of your life, would you have been able to do that?
I can right now.
Wow.
But I'm just a little bit tired, you see.
I knew there was something extra in that filled roll you were eating.
Or has the touch been made? It's been called.
Quite surprising. I've been thinking that Harbour have been quite dominant. I look up at the scoreboard, they're only up by 1. And like you say, there's been a couple of really close opportunities for Counties Manukau. So they probably aren't hitting fifth gear yet, Counties, and they're still in it. So if they can, just work through the gears.
Oh, that one's down. That's a strong response there, Dylan Brown. We have another quick look at that, just in a really nice low position, gets the ball back, and he's on the outside of the Counties middle, dives underneath to score a great try for North Harbour.
Another good job from the dummy half there. You see Dylan in those stages, he heading backwards from the position he planted the ball in. Dummy half getting in front, putting the pass right where it needed to be. Back to that two touchdown lead. See Counties just using up a few to get down there. Yeah, you could see that even from this angle, couldn't you? That pass was thrown forward. Nice catch again from referee Webster. There's our monster hole in the middle. Hasn't seemed to have too much impact
hasn't
today.
Hasn't been an issue today for teams like it was yesterday. Maybe that's a credit to their quality. Up past halfway this time. Let's see how this drive goes and what they can create off the back of it. Again, it's Graham. He's been really dangerous in this game with the backdoor pass. Teams up with Kapi Ryan for a surprising try. I think Counties Manukau caught off guard there. We'll have a look again at what happened. Andrews just had his back turned there. He didn't see the shifting attacking players in his peripheral. And Kapi Ryan crosses over for a very easy one.
You don't often see a try scored off a late cut. That seems to be days gone by where that was our move. But we've seen today, that'll probably be the fourth that I can think off the top of my head, where that's all it's been. And I guess that talks to the attack. If you make the defence make a decision and they come to you, well, then there's options offered. If you just stand there and don't require them to do so, well, then they won't.
We saw that a lot in the 21 mixed final, and perhaps it may be a bit of a trend that's coming through, whether it's in the mix or just in the game in general. There's Hignett Morgan through the gap there. Teams up on the right-hand side with Eva Kolose.
I thought we were actually going to see a late cut touchdown there, right, again. We see him go through. I thought, oh, yeah, late cut on. There'll be a touchdown. He's got a beautiful left to right pass, doesn't he? He just looks so smooth. Hardly looks like he put much effort into it, but it's going at a rate of knots. Well done, Counties Manukau. 5-3. They got out. We're getting behind by 3, so timely hit back. Another one before half-time. Just going in one behind. I actually probably feel pretty confident with that, seeing how dominant North Harbour seem to have been in most areas. Probably need to do a little bit more work there, Luke Matthews, to lose his mirror defender. I liked what Quinn Masila did there. You could see him in the corner of his eye, just looking to see what the defender did. And as soon as he shouldered in, he got on his outside. We see here again, Counties in these first 3 touches doing really well. What can they do now that they're coming on from the sub-box? Sort of just stop things, and we see North Harbour now being able to get back in line. If they can just be a little bit better, Counties on the 4th and 5th touch, that they don't lose the momentum they create in those first 3. Maybe it bees to a honeypot, maybe a little bit too clustered. Need to have some space.
It's certainly the difference, and we'll see it here as we get into the 4th touch, or not. But the difference being is that that's the eyes-up footy that Harbour are playing on 4th and 5th touch that's leading to these awesome outcomes for them. The little cheeky play down the sideline. Bit of a coach killer, to be fair, if I'm the one on the other side, or if I'm defending that play, those are the ones you really hate. But you can see here, defending female winger has her back turned, wasn't paying attention to the subbing player coming in. And Keanu Graham, we've said his name a few times this afternoon.
I'm not sure if you'll get to see referee Webster. He almost fixed his collar before he awarded that touchdown. Wanted to look good just in case the spotlight was on him. Oh, much more direct here from Counties. And you see, being that direct made Harbour make that decision. Made the defenders, make a decision. He set up the last two. What does he do now? Does he go back to his favourite left to right? Good defence from North Harbour.
We spoke about it in the semi-final about how North Harbour are just able to launch their attack from even 20 metres out. And something that Counties maybe don't quite have or haven't shown yet. But we can see here, 10, 15 metres out. This is where they're attacking. This is where they're so lethal, and it looks like. We're just checking now, was there a touch? It was called a touch. Colossi made the touch on that one. As the halftime hooter rings, Counties just stop another try, but it is 6-3. North Harbour still with a strong lead in this open mixed final. We thank Bunnings Warehouse for their support. We'll be back very shortly for the halftime wrap-up.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
Kia ora touch whānau, welcome to Quick Hit, your short, sharp and touch relevant warm-up, with the aim of warming up and moving those important body parts before kicking into activity. The Quick Hit warm-up requires minimal space, minimal time, and allows for innovation.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
Hoki ora mai e te iwi, kei konei te whiringa toa I te hanumi. Wanganui nā kapa o te raki pai whenua o North Harbour, me Counties Manukau, ono ki te toru te tatau. I tēnei wā te wehinga rua. Very shortly we'll have a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Mai, if you can talk us through some of them.
We're seeing here's the man of the moment in that first half, the number 6, Keanu Graham. Set the first one up, he scored the second one for his team, but before he did that, we just had a nice little individual effort there from the Counties link, just using his speed. We see him here again. Got his opportunity to get one back. He's involved in most of them. Again, you see him with the ball this time. Didn't even realise, I don't think, that he was in the space and just runs through and dots down. Counties had a good period there where Hignett Morgan started to come into his zone. Just playing through, good call there from referee Webster. And we started to see the beautiful left to right from Hignett Morgan. After this touchdown, we should see two of them. Where Counties Manukau come right back into this game. The unfortunate thing for Counties Manukau, they come right back into it. And then North Harbour scored two right at the end. Here's the first of Hignett Morgan, where we see it's that beautiful left to right. Out to the winger, Colossi. She's had a really, really solid game. This, unfortunately, was just that lapse you talked about, Harley. That sneaky play down the sideline. But the previous touchdown the Nelly touchdown right on the end of that first half, Colossi went straight to the player and said, I touched you. And I think if I was the player and she hasn't, I still would have said she had, because she was not going to allow that to be a touchdown. Harbour, though, nice stop there from Isaac Walker.
Always looking like a threat, particularly Keanu Graham. Assuming that at halftime, Counties would have, assessed where they're at and who the threats are that they need to compose. A sweet play coming through here with Kapi Ryan, but well defended there by Counties Manukau.
Oh, I thought there was no chance that he could get a pass off. He was almost on the ground, chest on the ground, and he still managed to get it away. Stepped off his left. We'll see it here. He goes into the gap. Looks like he was diving for it. He knew what he was doing. And unfortunately, the winger from Counties was not able. I'm not sure anyone would have been able to react to that. Fantastic start. North Harbour helped by 4 now.
Seems to be a little bit of a wet patch on the field there. Seems like a few players have fallen over. By no means of the issues on the field. It just seems to be that they get caught out defensively, and Harbour on that occasion able to make the most of it. 7-3 the current score. Cassidy Staples, he's looking to throw long, but he doesn't in the end and goes short, but well read there by North Harbour. Strong transition here by Harbour as they progress on to their last touch. It's Smiley. Oh, a little bit of a concern in the background there. Deja Gray hasn't found her feet just yet.
Looks like a hamstring, or maybe, hopefully it's just cramp with the fact she's got her leg up in the air. No, it looks like a lot more than that, sadly. I was actually just going to comment on the two North Harbour wingers playing the whole games. Now, if they've done that all tournament, this will be game number 13, game number 12, and whole games, an extra 5 minutes, mammoth effort. In particular, shout out to Deja, and no surprise that she's going to need a rest here, but when you're on the box side, you also have to be the dummy half for all of the transition phase. Well, definitely normally the first 3 touches, so a mammoth effort. Not the way we want anyone to end the tournament. Hopefully it's not much more than a cramp, as much as it looks like it's a lot more. Be interesting now for North Harbour. Now they are up 7-3. I just literally spoke about how their wingers have played the whole game, every game. Now what happens with their rotation? Yes, they do have 5, so they'll still have someone else that they can put in. We can see the sub box here for North Harbour. They're now chatting around how they're going to manage this situation.
It is a very big change because now you've got an entire half basically where 4 females will have to rotate and only 1 will get a rest at each time. From the opposition's perspective, those are kind of things that you can pinpoint and start to play or use to your advantage. We see Hignett Morgan now, another backdoor cut, racing towards that side of the field. Asafo Tavita throws over top, but it doesn't quite get there in time, and a great touch there by North Harbour to stop a short try.
Yep, it's up to Counties to make the most of the impact of that potential touch. I'm sure there's a Harbour player, I think it's the number 10, that will just slot right in there. Ava McKean-Ross do just as outstanding a job. We see her in the already good comms from her. What I liked about that defence from Harbour, just in that last attacking set from Counties. Pass back in, yes, we do see one there. And then again out, went to go in again. Tell you what, she is ready to jump in that wing spot straight away. There's none of them that they didn't stop. When the ball went past them, they carried on and they chased down. And we've seen, I think it was the 5 actually, Luke Matthews, who was able to make that final touch. Counties, though, with a great opportunity. Again, doing really well in those first 3 touches. And this is the part where things tend to have been stopping.
Space here for Nui Andrews, but well defended by Graham. Although we've been speaking high praises of his attack, equally his ability to get back on side with 2 feet and make a touch when needed has been really strong. 7-3, still our score. North Harbour in a commanding position. Steele looking to provide a good platform here for Brown. Counties this time a bit of work to do to get down to the other end of the field. By no means running out of time, but still a big mountain of 4 tries ahead of them to claw back.
Seen a little bit of change from Counties there, taking that first one up the middle rather than straight towards the box. Harbour doing a great job though, 4th touch now on the scoreline. This has been the key dump. Again, running back into a settled defence, a organised defence. They're not running into a defence that's backpedaling and disconnected.
And they haven't been able to get Harbour to turn their shoulders away. So full credit, particularly to the middles, doing a lot of work defensively to keep counties at bay. We see here fifth touch. Smiley might be able to break the line here. We see another backdoor cut. And it looks like the all clear is about to be given from our referees.
Just from this angle, you're waiting for it to happen, weren't you? You've seen Smiley coming across. You've seen that gap just growing and growing and growing as he did. You're waiting for the late cut. And at the perfect time, we see the cut back towards the middle of the field, dotting down for the 8th. Now up 5, 8-3, North Harbour. What we do know is when counties get opportunities down on the scoreline, they've got the threats, right? Hignett Morgan, in particular, and here he is here. So North Harbour doing such a good job of stopping them from getting there obviously reduces the chances counties Manukau have. So when they are here, they've been hard to hold out.
Yeah, just another example of them not quite finding the platform that has been successful for them during the tournament, but in particular at times during this game. And so, although it may seem perhaps at times a little bit unorganised, full credit goes to the Harbour team for how well they're playing defensively and keeping what can be at times a real strong attack for Counties Manukau at bay. And here comes Keanu Graham looking for space on the left-hand side.
Holding on to the ball until the absolute last possible second. You can see the Counties player is just gutted. You watch him here. He comes through. Now, many would have passed by now, but he just holds on, knowing that the Counties player is so close to making the touch. As a result, the touch gets made while the ball's in the air. Once the touch is completed, he then catches it. That was like poetry in motion, just watching that in slow motion.
Absolutely. And a skill that, for a player of such a young age, is incredible to have that awareness in terms of what is required in that space and at that time. 9-3 to Harbour.
Oh, much better work there. Good to see Isaac Walker. First real time we'll see him get him into attack. 9-4, plenty of time, as long as they can defend this one and come down and score relatively quickly. It's that motivation, that mental motivation, the energy lift that this Counties Manukau team, the North Harbour team, haven't been under pressure mentally or emotionally. So if you can get one or two, maybe even three, then that's when you start to plant those seeds of doubt and, oh no, this comeback.
We haven't seen them take full advantage of what I believe to be some key mismatches defensively that North Harbour are holding. But they did on that occasion. They managed to get on Max Matthews to turn his shoulders and get on the other side of him, created that space. There was no touch there. We'll see if the referees will play on from this, and they do. And a strong touch there from Pamatato. Looks like a sweep play coming to the right side, but they stayed back to the left. Last touch now, the call.
Well, North Harbour wanted to give Counties a discount, but no. They need to come back and roll this one. You'd hate to... Oh, there's coach killers, and then there's absolute coach killers. Not only did Harbour give the ball away because they thought there was a sixth touch, but nothing on, static roll ball, and again, just the disconnection, unfortunately. Just needing to be a lot tighter, lifting up off the line, closing down these spaces. Fantastic speed.
Incredible speed off the mark, and a huge advantage that North Harbour have been able to generate.
Counties now be deflated after not being able to stop North Harbour. I'll tell you what we've seen so far today, Harley. So we just wait to see what Counties can do. Nice defence there, Harbour. Is that every team who has won the round robin matchup in the semi-finals or finals has gone on to win the game. So it's been a pretty accurate indicator of who's likely to win on the finals field today. We've got two fantastic finals coming up. The next one between Waikato and North Harbour Open Women's. Again, just these numbers they're creating. Unfortunately, that one went forward. And then after that, the Open Men's final. Waikato and North Harbour once again. I tell you what, if Waikato Mixed made this one, there would have been a Waikato North Harbour final in each of these.
And full credit, of course, to North Harbour. 3 Opens teams, 3 finals.
Yeah, Touch seem to be doing really well in the Opens grades. We talked about having 2 Open mixed teams. Normally teams are fighting. Do we go mixed? Do we go male and female? Massive pass. Unfortunately, looks like it's drifted forward. Yep, referee Downs right onto that one. 10-4, 8 to go. Can you score 6 touchdowns in 8 minutes? Yep. But when it's taken 32 minutes to get 4, it's unlikely. Yeah, forward pass off the ruck, picked up by referee Webster.
We see Counties now an opportunity to close that gap a little bit further. But what's really important is trying to get that set up right on that 7-metre space. Something they've struggled with in this game is trying to identify who in the defensive line to isolate. We can see that the 2 female players are on the left-hand side of the field or in front of the left-hand side attackers for Counties Manukau. Let's see if they go to that side.
Yeah, good call. Definitely early. We've seen it on the camera, didn't we, Harley? The link had already left the scoreline before the ball had even been played nearly. Harbour seem like nothing can really ruffle their feathers on defence.
Oh, the play-on call has been given. It looks like players were short and offside. We'll have another chance to review this in the Bunnings Warehouse replay. The try has been awarded, of course. Let's just have a look here. Just feet just in front of the line, perhaps, or maybe the ball got there first was the call from the referee.
Yeah, I think. No, looked like to me he was onside, Harley. That last little jump back, got his feet there.
As it stands, we are still 10-5. North Harbour finding some space here.
Tell you what, the bandage around his legs are like, he's still running at 100 miles an hour. Maximilian Matthews, we seen him in the semi-final using that speed. The day's really cleared up, hasn't it, Harley, for our finals?
Certainly been a beautiful afternoon. And as you mentioned before, 2 more finals to follow on. We have the Open Men's and the Open Women's games. The best touch talent in the country in the Open grades. As we start to enter the final stages of this Open Mixed final, we'll see how the rest of this game proceeds. Harbour continuing to push forth strongly in terms of their yardage patterns and getting new players on the field. Despite losing players to injury, it really hasn't shown.
It just looked a little bit awkward, didn't it? Almost like his boot got stuck. We see a bit of a divot there. he's just playing with him now, isn't he? Keanu Graham being the standout attacker in the game. Once again, looking like nothing was on. 35-metre pass, left to right.
This is incredible. He's at a standing position, throws a looping 35-metre pass to the right side winger.
Desperation dive there from Eva Corsair. She's been outstanding. There's one player who's absolutely emptied the tank. It's been her. She's had a lot of work to do, shut down so many plays. But even her effort, her skills, wasn't able to shut that down. 11-5. I even think someone like you enjoys sitting on the fence would call this one done, Harley. North Harbour, they've been outstanding. I tell you what, as a province, you know, you're warming up. The North Harbour Open Women's team, they're warming up, and they're seeing their Open Mixed team, not only the fact that they're going to win, but the performance that they put on. I'm sure it must really inspire and encourage and almost add that extra pressure to make sure they keep the flag raised in terms of getting a victory themselves. It'll be a really hard job up against that Waikato Open Women's team. Close game in the round robin, 6-5. Waikato got up against them. Yeah, just a lazy play there.
Yeah, no doubt. And North Harbour had their work cut out for them. The women's team in their semi-final went into a drop-off against Counties Manukau, so they were the victors in that game. And as we mentioned, one try is all the difference it was against Waikato, so taking some confidence from how their fellow teams from the shore have performed today. And of course, following that, we have the men's final. Two teams again, Waikato, North Harbour. Just over 2 minutes remaining. North Harbour just going through the emotions here. Of course, we have been mentioning numerous times how important the volunteers and how much of a difference our supporters in the sub box make. Oh my gosh, what a great try there from Maya Iverson. Let's have another look at that on the sweep play. She gets on the inside of the two male defenders who didn't lift off the line. A little bit of a shimmy from the referee to celebrate. It is 12-5 Harbour with an exclamation mark try on that occasion. But as I was mentioning, really important, our game wouldn't survive without key volunteers and home ground heroes. So please, if you know some key volunteers, some key heroes within your community, make sure that you nominate them. You can scan the QR code or head to touchnz.co.nz. Nominations close on the 15th of March, just following Masters Nationals. And it would be remiss not to mention we've got a home ground hero that's involved in this game, manager for the North Harbour Open Mixed team. Of course, Leslie Woodhouse. Big shout out to Leslie for all her mahi that she does for the North Harbour province. And to all of the homegrown heroes who were acknowledged last year and in years prior. We thank you for your support and your service of our sport. Over 38 teams this weekend. That means there must be 38 minimum volunteers to nominate that are either coaches or managers involved in this year's campaigns. Pamatato breaks the line, but he can't quite find a teammate, but the penalty is awarded. It looks like we might have an injury in the far right corner as she was diving to make that touch. Less than 10 seconds to go. Not sure if we'll get another chance to restart the game. I think medics are on their way as we hear the hooter sound. Of course, we already have a result, but we'll wait for the final whistle to blow before we officially call this game. Following the completion of this game, we'll cross to the sideline, to the field, where we will have Maya have a quick chat with the captains of the victorious North Harbour team. Nareira, koira te wā. Ka eke a North Harbour, 12 tries to 5 in the Open Mixed final, a very dominant display in the first of our Open Grade finals. Full credit to the entire team. from Coach Willie Woodhouse, Manager Leslie Woodhouse, to the Nickel family as well for their guidance. And for a team that's performed valiantly over the weekend. Unbeaten, a tough victory in their semi-final, and then a dominant win in the final against Counties Manukau today. Me mihi atu hoki ki te tima no Counties Manukau i tō koutou I whakapitongo i whakatangitangi aka ai I tēnei kēmu, I tēnei wiki. And as we should do, we'll cross right now over to Maya, who's standing by with the victorious captains from North Harbour.
Our National Championship tournament.
We are here with the victorious captain of the North Harbour Open Mixed Touch team, Quinn and Deja. Congratulations to you both, first of all. Quinn, we got to watch you in the semi-final. It was a really, really good team effort. We've seen another fantastic team effort, but the dominance of that one, were you expecting that?
To be honest, yep. I love our team. Bunch of really young kids. Deja being the oldest, I won't say her age, but 10 of these kids are still at school playing Open Mix. I'm just so proud of them and can't wait to see what they do in the future.
That's awesome, and it comes across really genuine, a really young team, like you say. Now, I have to ask this question. Being a Next Thames Valley Open mixed coach and seeing two of the players in that team up here, how's it been having Tiana and Deja up in the North Harbour team?
Honestly, they're so talented. Two really talented girls. I'm glad we picked them up. Deja just brought that leadership, and Tiana, she's outstanding. She needs a touch black jersey for sure.
Now, just on a personal note, Deja, really proud of both you and yourself, Tiana and yourself, playing whole games, and particularly you sub-box side. I can only imagine how hard that was for you. How has it been coming up to be part of this incredible North Harbour Open Mixed team?
Yeah, the prep, we've put in the work, the standards are high here, and I enjoy that. I like how we get pushed to the limit with the Pearl Jam boys coaching us. Just keep to our processes, systems, and it comes off the back of it. It just turns into fun.
Now, we've seen you go down. How serious is it?
There won't be any running tomorrow. You won't see me out on Hubbard's Road and Pyro, let me tell you. So.
Well, you don't need a hamstring injury not to run anyway. Congratulations to you both.
Just a little shout out.
You sure can do a shout out.
Just a shout out to our coaches, managers, Leslie, Willie, and then obviously the Nickel brothers. They started this mix thing for us, and we really want to take it to the next level. So. Look to see us back next year.
Well, congratulations again. Enjoy the festivities, and if nothing more, you get to have the gold medal to hold up on that hammy. Good luck. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, Dave.